How many hits? 100?
100.
100? Just 100.
Would you like a job as hitting coach up here?
Hey folks, Mr. Bowtie here. Keep banging home that red subscribe button on your screen so that way you can stay up to date on all the great local sports coverage that TV and radio refuse to cover. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. New Braunfels native Kayla Kowalik won multiple TAP state softball titles at Schertz JP2 in the mid-20-teens. In 2021, she had the nation's top college statistical season playing for Kentucky. The catcher won the Johnny Bench Award given annually to the top high school and college catchers in the Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky tri-state area in both baseball and softball. I had a chance to catch up with her on the award and how name, image, and likeness will help grow women's sports.
Just to be able to earn an award, represent Kentucky and represent UK softball with this, especially after such a hard year, not having exactly the season, a normal season, wearing masks, special traveling, being separated from our team a lot just means a lot. And, being up here and Johnny Bench, and I'll say that is my dad's, one of my dad's favorite players growing up.
Kayla's stats from this past year: .495 hitter, played in and started all 59 games, led the team in hits with 100, had 12 home runs, 37 runs batted in, slugging percentage, .787 on base percentage, .554. Kentucky as a team made it all the way to the Supers, ended up losing to Alabama. We know the SEC is fairly strong, 43-16 overall. And the SEC, I think this year was kind of an upset because I think one of the teams actually missed, but we know what it's like seeing the SEC from the Texas A&M side. What is it like playing in the SEC where the last place team is usually stronger than about 90% of the conference champions in the other conferences?
I think it's awesome. It's great for competitors. I'm a competitor. I love competing every weekend, and it is a bit stressful and it's mentally draining because, you can't exactly, look at your conference and be like, all right, this is a week, this is an easy week. No, there is no easy week here. It's stressful, but also, one of the greatest feelings ever. I love competing every single weekend.
And a lot of people forget that playing catcher, usually you're not the one that's going to be looked up for the hits. Usually catchers are just trying to bunt around, of course, because of the designated player rules and all the base running substitutions, but you're the top hitter on the team. That's kind of unusual to see. What pressure does that put on you?
I wouldn't say it's any more pressure than normal. A job is a job. Doing a job is the same across the board, whether it's, getting a hit or laying a bunt down, stealing a base. If you have a job and you do it well, I think the pressure is the same. I think it's a little bit more exhausting because, my legs get a little bit tired after catching so many games and, running around the bases. But a job is a job. And, if I can do my job, then I've done what I needed to do and I'm happy, and I don't really let the pressure get to me.
Catching in baseball and softball is kind of like the offensive line in football, where they don't get all the credit, but if you don't have a good offensive line or a good catcher, your pitcher is completely useless. How do you continue to grow your game? Because again, in the SEC, you're playing with and against what's usually the top competition in the entire country.
I kind of use that. So, I've been a catcher my entire life. I'm not going to say we get the short end of the stick because I absolutely love what I do. But, there's definitely a lot of, I'd say pitchers have more pressure than catchers, and people don't really realize the pressure that is put on catchers. And, sometimes we get overlooked. But I kind of use that to my advantage. And I know that people are, more worried about the pitcher and what they're doing. So I'm kind of, not really noticed as much. And I appreciate that because I can do what I need to do quietly. And I kind of use that to my advantage of not getting stressed, not getting overwhelmed. And, I can always, reassure the pitcher, talk to the infield, talk to the defense, because I'm kind of, back there and doing my own thing.
You, of course, played your high school ball at Schertz John Paul II off of FM 482. It's kind of tucked away off of 35, so not a lot of people even notice it, but you won a couple of championships in softball. I think you went to the finals in volleyball, if I'm not mistaken. What is it about playing there that really helped out? Because, again, we know the New Braunfels area is very good for softball, but, again, JP2 doesn't get quite as much coverage as the UIL programs.
I think people, look at, coverage and big schools and stuff like that. And for some people, here I am now at a really big school. But growing up, I just, high school, parents were big on education, big on, small, more personal environments. And that's kind of what led us to JP2. I went to MBCA in middle school, just kind of always been a private school kid, and which was a big change coming up here. But I just think there's something to be said about, getting an education and still being able to, I was a 3-sport athlete in high school. I played volleyball, softball, ran track, and, my teammates in all of those sports, we had multiple seasons together. I played volleyball. We'd all go from volleyball to softball to track practice. And I just think that, I'm going to enjoy my time while I'm there, play all the sports that, I want to, have fun doing it, have fun with my friends and enjoy it and get a good education. It's a great area. You start and you build up, and it just takes, I think Texas Bombers originated out of New Braunfels, used to play for them, and it great organization, creates great athletes. And I just think, it takes, one team, one experience, a couple players on a team to just really grow a program. And I had a lot of girls that I looked up to when I played. I looked up to Brittany Gomez and Katie Repley and all those girls that have now gone through college and are now coaching and just all over the United States. Just, New Braunfels kids. It just takes a couple, and then the next generation to look up to them, and then it just keeps going.
There's got to be that excitement that you'll get a chance to go up against Brooke Vest. I don't know if you ever did. I don't know if you played with her or against her in high school or Little League, but definitely when Ole Miss and Kentucky play each other, that's certainly going to be a change, and it'll be interesting to go up against somebody who you're very familiar with.
Oh, absolutely. We've been friends since we were 10, 11. So for her to come to the SEC, I'm really stoked. I'm really excited to see her. We've been talking a lot this season, so it's going to be super fun to get to meet her again, get to meet up.
Now, I do want to ask you, it's interesting you mentioned the word job. I know the NIL rules just came in a few weeks ago, and a lot of people think NIL is only going to be for the big football players and the men's basketball, but we're seeing a lot of women's athletes in volleyball and in basketball that are able to take advantage of that. How does that help you out where at least you can go after that opportunity? And how do you think from an analytical point of view, it'll change the game of softball, if at all?
Oh, absolutely. So I definitely think there are good sides to it. I think there are bad sides to it. I think it's going to benefit a lot of athletes. It's kind of hit or miss who it's going to benefit. We don't really know. It's very new. I think especially for softball, which is such a fast growing sport, that to have this ability to profit off your name, image, and likeness is such a amazing experience that we even get the opportunity to. People can capitalize it. People can't capitalize it. It's, up to you. But especially for softball, which is already so fast paced, so fast growing, it's really good. And for those, lower sports that maybe don't get a lot of recognition, they can finally, profit off of it and grow, and we can grow women's sports together. And I think it's great. Me personally, it's kind of up in the air. I kind of really want to focus on school and softball right now. And just doing that, getting my jobs done here and before I look out. But, it's great to have the opportunity, and I love that the NCAA is allowing us to do this.
Kayla, I'll get you out of here on this one. The Reds are in the middle of a pennant race trying to win the NL Central. It's going to be an interesting summer. Are there any truth to the rumors that after you got the award at the ballpark, that the Reds stopped you and gave you a jersey and said, "Hey, can you go catch a couple innings?"
I would have loved to go in and catch. Suit me up.
Kayla Kowalik. Kayla, congratulations on the award. More importantly, congratulations on a good 2021. Look forward to seeing how you do in 2022, and keep us posted on everything. Appreciate the time.
Awesome. Thank you.